Market recap for NQ on Thursday, 21st of October, November 2025. Today, we had the Thursday NFP, right? As you can see, we dumped. As you know me, I've never missed an NFP day. I always catch them. I always know what's going on, right? So let's explain the day. Let's get down to like what's going on, right? So this week, the target was clear. There's sell side liquidity, right? So market one is going down, blah blah blah, right? I expected yesterday to manipulate, and it did by going higher after Tuesday's accumulation, and then that high should have like taken us down, but no, we have NFP, right? Once we have NFP, bro, they can do anything they want. They can take the price so up, but it's gonna go back to the same target. The target doesn't change, the narrative, the bias, nothing changes. Whatever they do on the NFP day, just discard it, right? It does not matter what they do. It's just they're trying to like, you know what I'm saying, BS the market. That's why I've seen some people switch their bias, even though they were bearish, to like longs. I didn't buy it. You know, I know how NFP works. This is how NFP works, right? So let's have a quick explanation to the mess that is here, right? And I just need to explain so I can get rid and clean the chart. Alright, so as we know, higher time frame liquidity is here. So we are bearish, right? Automatically. Okay. So now we need to see how the day is setting out, what's going on, right? So first thing we do at open, let me just replay a bit so I can just get the new daily opening gap. You can see here is that open. First thing we do is shoot up, consolidate, right? And then shoot up. Okay, that's all I need to say for that part. Okay, so let's get rid of the market weekly. So we already know we opened higher, so we're expecting at least price to visit below that open, even if it wants to go higher. Okay. Second, midnight open right here, and then you know it doesn't matter what the market done overnight. The main thing is by 9:30, which is this mess, right? So look at NFP. What NFP does? NFP goes up more times. New York will go down. This is simple as that, right? So NFP doesn't. It's not really crazy, right? But like it goes up, right? That's all I need to know. NFP goes up, nice. Okay. Now is the 9:30 open right there. This candle. We wake up above, right? And we keep in our initial buy side, right? So this is our initial buy side, initial sell side. At this moment, we have taken Asia high, London high, basically taking every buy side, right? And we do not have a buy side on the higher time frame, right? So let me just pull up like the 4 hour. We do not have a buy side on the time frame. This is Monday's high. This week should be Monday high of the week, so I would not expect this high to be taken, okay? And because that will be a genuine market structure shift, even if they're trying to like, you know what I'm saying, manipulate this, right? So I would not expect that high to be taken, because then I'm gonna be even questioning like what's going on. Okay, so I'm still bearish, and I just want us to take this high. Once we take this high, now this is activated full bearish mode, right? Like let's time to go, right? So NFP, there's two rules. Well, now there's an additional rule. First rule, wait for 9:50. Don't touch the market before 9:50. The first 20 minutes is just pure seek and destroy. Most of the time, this is what it does, right? Seek and destroy. Do not touch it before 9:50. After 9:50, just wait for the first micro, and then you will find the trade, right? So, as you can see, anything before 9:50 is garbage. 9:50, boom. So we're gonna see what happens, right? We create a fair value gap. This is low-key the first presented fair value gap, but I'm like watching this as kind of the first presented, right? But like I need to use this. Why? Because look, price actually goes to respect it, you know what I'm saying, goes above, so I know it's getting used, right? So we close here. Now I'm just waiting for us to like go below both of them, right, to take a short. Price goes up, goes to the CE, right? On the daily time frame, we have nothing, right? We have nothing in that range of price action. Let me remove this. We have, of course, the fair value gap, but like as in like PD arrays that I want to detect, there's nothing. So I have the wick, the upper quadrant of it, the midpoint of it, and then on the 4 hour, there's also a similar wick which has I mark the C of it because the upper quadrant is up here. I don't want price to go up there. That would be too much. So these are the PD areas that are marked. Boom, look at price, hits it, respects it at 10, starts shooting down as expected, makes a fair value gap in this inversion gap, I guess now, and that's a short entry. Boom, get tagged, price goes down. Then I'm watching the 15-second and I'm like, bro, this shit is not displacing, it's not going as fast as I'd like it to go, right? Right here, once it goes down, I'm like, wait, why we even go? We should have just, this candle, the next candle should have went lower. I'm already sussed out and I already had this at break even, right? Because like price should not be going up here. But then I was like, oh, it could go fill up like this range if it wants to, right? And then, you know what I'm saying? I opened the stop. There's just no reason for me to open the stop because yes, it could have done this and go back down. But like in my head, look at the distance that we have to create. The first TP is here. This is the first TP. Like price doesn't have time to be meandering around, so it should have went faster. But it comes back, and I was like, I was so confused when I took the L because like I moved the stop so high. I was like, yeah, it's never gonna hit it, type of thing, and it goes. I was like, wait, what? You're just breaking all the rules for NFP for me. But I was like, you know what? I know if price does some bullshit at the 950, wait for the 1050. Goes back up, goes now to the upper quadrant of that wick, respects this, oh my god, respects the CE here of the 4 hour, and then market structure shift, right? I'm watching this and I'm like, alright, price should have like not respected this. I'm watching the first inverse right here, right? And I see price goes and wick into it, close below. I was like, alright, we're bearish, but I already took a big loss here. So I was like, I need to be careful, right? And they can't open the risk. Boom. Big breakaway gap again. And I'm like, okay, can this wick just get me here into this CE or something, right? But it lines up with this breaker block. It's a nice thingy. Nope, it goes down. I'm like, bro, what's going on? I'm watching the 15-second. I'm like, yo, do not leave me, do not leave me, do not leave me. I don't want to open my risk, right? I do not want to open my risk too much. Makes a order block. I'm like, okay, come on, go on. Nope, next candle zooms down. Close this wick. This candle, I measure the wick, right? I was like, bro, if it touches the wick and goes down, then this is not gonna get touched. You see, candle opens up, goes to the wick, closes bearish. Next candle goes. I was like, all right, cool. The second that we hit this whole inversion, this one, right? Which is, I was trying to get something like, I just market ordered because I was like, bro, it's too heavy, right? It's already too late. You know, the only reason it's doing this is because it didn't go down here, which it was supposed to go down here. But I don't know. Like, the market was like, hey, yo, too many people know it's short time, you know? So, like, cook them. So, that's why it was not offering entries. That's the only reason that I'm like, it kind of felt like chasing price, but it's not because I'm looking at what price is doing. And it's just saying, hey, I'm heavy. I don't care, right? I'm looking at the 15-second, right? Like, watch this, right? So we go down, right? We hit literally, I don't know if there's a separation here, but regardless of it, you go hit the mitigation, go down, right? Make this whole area like a whole gap, right? This candle opens up, hits this breaker, right, on the 15-second, instantly, boom, doesn't even bother to like go up higher. No, nothing for the 1 minute, and starts breaking lower. That is so bearish, right? If you're seeing this on a 15-second. So that's why I enter stop loss, I can't even remember where, and I enter just light risk, right? Because I already took the loss, and I will start zooming down, zooming down. I'm just there watching order flow. So that's why after all this, all these gaps, now that we know all of this, let's get rid of this, this. This is not needed. We need the first presented, right? I want us to go zoom through the first presented and offer an entry, because that's one of the ones that we can't just do this to. I see it. We offer the entry or the block. That's normally a very nice second entry, but it doesn't even offer it. Look, it goes down. This should have hit the order block. It's so heavy, bro. It's like, nah, bro. We ain't got time. And notice next candle zooms through the weekly open, or new weekly opening gap, right? I just knew, like, yeah, done deal. I don't even need to worry about anything. So now I'm just watching order flow, right? So there's probably a gap on like the 15 or 10 or whatever, right? So now I'm watching the first thing, what we're doing, right? Because at the start we have this big opening range gap, right? And these are the quadrants that are left. So I'm watching if, and why am I so confident in the bearish? Because if we're gonna go up, there has to be a specific model, like one of the models that I use if we're gonna go up, and it's just not there. It's not on the chart at all. That's why I'm so confident bearish. There's no way price could go up if my model is not there. That's how confident I got with my model. If I can not see my model, it's gonna dump. I know this, like, by the way, just look at my handles, right? When I took the short to the first TB is 650. I don't care that it's 650 handles. I care that the market is telling me this, so I'm just gonna trust my analysis of it and just take the ride, even if it's like that big, right? So this is the initial sell side, right? After at this end we have 0 ratio, right? So like to buy side we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 sell sides that are important in our own daily range. And if we want to extend to the high time frame narrative, we have 1 main sell side. This is an extra, but like this is what matters, right? And that's why I took my TP at the first thing, because it could have stopped here and let Friday do this business, right? Anyway, I'm just marking order flow. I want to see displacement through everything, right? So now we're above midnight open. So all of this, think of this as accumulation and manipulation at the same time. Anything above this midnight price, right? As you can see, it's accumulating, right? And manipulating at the same time. It's taking people out. Once we leave this properly, right? And displace, right? Look at all these. These we're not displacing. Yes, we're going under and up. But once we leave this, why? How do we leave this? Because what's holding us here is this gap right here that's under, as you can see. Now here we leave it and we displace through the new weekly opening gap. That's it, done deal, right? Stop loss at like, I guess this breaker block, and that's just being generous. Honestly, it should be here. And that's just me being generous, because I know I don't care about the stop loss. It's just gonna keep going lower and lower and lower, no matter what anybody does. Could I add it to it? Yes, but like I didn't want to, because what 600 points, it was more than enough. Trust me on that, right? I was not gonna f up the risk or whatever, right? And I'm pretty sure it was like 1 to like 15 or something. Anyway, upper quadrant, this thingy. I'm trying to see, are we gonna just expand? I don't want no sweep. I don't want this to stop. We do. So that liquidity is gone. Next area, I'm just trying to see this area, which was like a 4-hour buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. I just want to gauge what's left of it, and if price gonna even like stop, right? I want speed. I want us to go through. I want to see a fair value gap through midpoint or order block, and we see a fair value gap through midpoint. Use it and go lower. Perfect. Now, what we're hitting, I want us to see displaced through midpoint of the opening range gap. And we kind of do, but like we do go lower and we respect it, right? We don't go above it, which is nice. Okay, cool. Now next point, lower quadrant. So you see I'm like baby stepping it, like next. I'm just making sure it's okay, right? This gap is another big gap probably, as you can see, and we're in the 15-minute, right? What could stop us, right? We hit lower quadrant, we go through it. Okay, now that we hit the lower quadrant, more times that we're gonna close this, right? We're gonna close the gap. So to confirm, I want to see the fair value gap or the order block through the midpoint, and we have the order block. What do? We respect the mean threshold right there. Nobody closes above it, right? And we get sent lower. On top of that, we fill our opening range gap right there. So take that out, take this out. Now, what's left? Liquidity. Boom. PM liquidity, that's my take profit. I don't need it to go like this, or whatever. Damn, it's 400 more points, but I did not expect it to go all the way down here. However, this 100 or whatever more points was not worth it. Because it can hit this and it could have reversed. But I know it's not, but it can. That's the thing. Throughout this whole thing, it can't. Until it reached that liquidity, it can't. So I'm just playing with the most guaranteed safe bet, right? And that's why I held it from all the way here to all the way here. One move, right? And then you see after that, it takes liquidity, it starts stalling, it starts going up and meandering, going down, You're not catching me in that, You're catching me in the one-sided move. And honestly, my mistake, because I could have sized up heavier, right? If I took this at break even, like I felt like, because I felt it in my gut, I was like, this is just, it's not as like fast, it shouldn't, like this should have been a fair value gap, but I don't like what I'm seeing, right? I should have just left it at break even, right? Every time I notice, I get that gut feeling like just leave it at break even and find another entry. It always does something like this, right? So I could have sized up, I could have started pyramid in here if like I didn't take that at break even, but that's fine, Another NFP will come. There's one every month, and till this day, I keep getting it right? And I know what is going on with this NFP BS, bro. It's probably my favorite news. Like, it's just one directional. Most of the time, it goes up to go down, right? It's just lovely. 10 out of 10, right? Anyway, that's the market recap. I don't think there's anything else that I'm gonna have to explain. Actually, I want to go on the hourly, right? And just during this day, right? Of course, I'm watching all the other PD arrays. I'm watching like a lot of things on my other monitors, right? It's not just this, right? So, of course, here on the PD array charts that I'm caring about, I did not want us to go not just to that high, but touch this new weekly opening gap, right? Because why? I want us, that new weekly opening gap is a volume imbalance, right? On the daily, on the weekly, or on the whatever. I don't want price to go above it, and I want it to respect the midpoint. As you can see, it's respecting the midpoint on the 4-hour chart. But at that time, I'm not gonna know because the 4-hour chart just opened, right? Could have closed here, could have whatever. But we closed right here. What does that say? We're bearish. It's telling you. It's telling you it's bearish, right? Bodies as well, right? Do not close above the upper quadrant on this gap. You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching the other PD rays as well at the same time. So it's not like, oh, just YOLO, hit this to the tick, call, let's go down. No, there's so much to it. But that's what gave me the confidence. I'm pretty sure we don't have an SMT because this is Monday's high. I wouldn't expect ES to take it either. No, right? YM is not even close to it. YM has its own gap that it went back to. I'm pretty sure that should have been a daily gap as well. Yeah. So its own thing. Do I think we've made the low? See, initially I thought this would be the low, right? Like market maker sell model. We here make the low. Let's go back higher, right? That's why I thought, that's why I assumed. But these lows are starting looking juicy. That's all I'm gonna say. These lows are looking juicy. I know we're asking too much of price here because we've been one-sided. However, if we're gonna go higher, I would have expected Friday maybe to like open up here, shoot down, purchase, and go. Another reason for that as well is that we went up that much, right? That big manipulation to shoot down. It feels like we still wants to go lower, right? On top of that, YM did not take the one it's the one that's meant to take the lows. I'm not gonna lie, because these are juicy right in front of the tariff flows, right? So, and this is, you know what I'm saying? So it's sketchy. It's sketchy. So I genuinely do not know what Friday is gonna do tomorrow. if you ask me, I'm low key, which I thought we're gonna be bullish, 20-30% retracement or whatever. DJIF, I don't know, man. I do not know. I feel like we actually might continue being bearish, which I didn't expect to say, but I think that might be the play. However, it could still be bullish, right? This could be just that's how we're closing it, and we're making relative equal lows with them. It's we in that I don't know area, right? We have this big breakaway gap, right? Like what it looks like to be. Why? Because look how perfect it is. Just this whole range offered buy side, this whole range offered sell side, and if price wants to go, it shouldn't even really explore in it. Like this is the max that I would want it to explore to this like series of an order block that would probably be on like an 8-hour chart or something. You see, I wouldn't want price to go down there. Anyway, that's how I see it. Honestly, like it depends what price does, right? So if you go to like the weekly, for example, it depends how we treat this order block. Really and truly, it depends how we treat this order block. We got the opening price of it, which we do touch, and we got order block's gonna be red, bro. Otherwise, I'm gonna just lose my head. Alright, these are the levels that I'm kind of watching, right? If we're gonna pay any respect or whatever, right? However, I don't know. I expect YM to take these lows. That's when I know we're gonna hit a low. I think I feel like YM really should take these lows before I move up. That's why I don't expect this to be done. I expect a deeper retracement, right? Yeah. But initially, I thought we are gonna buy up from here. Anyway, it doesn't matter what I think. I trade intraday. I don't care about what the market does, right? I'm trading thingy. However, this just makes it shaky to know what's the higher time frame objective, which means just de-risk or just enter on like what's very obvious. That's the market recap. I feel like anything is just missed. NFP, pretty easy. Yeah, that's the first TP, even though it's still far. But yeah, you ain't faking me in Cuba. I know what you're doing. Don't play with me. But yeah, just notice the body closures here on the order block on the weekly. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, that's the market recap. Peace out.